Welcome back everyone. This is one of the very useful video. I think it would be for anyone who's planning to move from Ontario to Alberta. There's so much going on in Ontario right now that the government of Alberta is advertising everywhere in Toronto. Okay, come to Alberta, come to Calgary, the job opportunities. But watch this video until the end. If you are even just planning to come to Calgary or move or relocate to Calgary, Alberta, there are a few trickies, and it could be a terrible idea to move to Calgary. Now, if you are thinking about moving from Toronto to Calgary, and why I'm saying this is a terrible idea for a few of you to move from Calgary to Toronto. Wait, what am I saying? Calgary to Toronto? No. It's Toronto to Calgary. You might have to think again. While Calgary may seem like a great option to those looking for a change of scenery, it's beautiful, it's mountains everywhere, there are several reasons why this move might be a terrible idea. What? Really? First of all, let's talk about the public transit. Toronto has one of the best transit systems in North America, with subways, with streetcar, with buses that can take you almost everywhere, all the corners of Toronto and even GTA sometimes. What? Really? Well, on the other hand, Calgary has a limited transit system that can make getting around the city a real headache. That's the very important thing, especially for the immigrants moving from other countries to Canada, because they do not have their personal vehicle, they rely on public transport. Okay, the second thing, let's not forget about the weather. While Toronto has its fair share of cold winters, Calgary takes things to a whole new level, with temperature regularly dropping to minus 30 degrees centigrade or even lower. This winter, it went up to minus 44. I was living in mountains in Kananaskis, which is like 1 hour drive from Calgary. Calgary is always 4 or 5 degrees lower, but then in Kananaskis it was minus 49 degrees centigrade. My whole beard, even the nose hair, will all get frozen, so prepare for that. So you might need to invest a little bit more in some serious winter gear just to survive. Third reason. Another thing to consider is lifestyle. Now, Toronto is a vibrant, multicultural city with a diverse population and plenty of things to see and do. Calgary, on the other hand, can feel a bit more isolated, lacking in cultural diversity, which I have felt it. You will struggle in finding something to do after work because it's not as entertaining as Toronto. Now, for the people who just run to beaches in Toronto in summers, well, if you're a beach person, completely forget about Calgary. While Toronto has some beautiful beaches, just a short drive or a transit right away, Calgary is hundreds of miles from the nearest ocean. The closest one is in Vancouver, and I don't think it's too easy to get there every weekend. Let's talk about the jobs now. Toronto is home to a thriving business and finance sector with plenty of job opportunities for those with the right skill and experience. And that's why you see so many immigrants, they are either landing in Toronto or in Vancouver. And that's one of the major reasons why you are also watching this video to move to Calgary. Just go back and see why did you come to Toronto, because maybe better job opportunity, better colleges, or better, I don't know, it could be PR system. So you know it better. Why did you land in Toronto? Now, as it has plenty of job opportunities with the right skill and experience, Calgary, while still a major business center, has been hit hard by downturn in the oil and gas industry, which 75% of the Alberta rely on, with many companies laying off workers and cutting back on hiring. So there you have almost 5 reasons why moving to Calgary from Toronto might be a terrible idea for a few of you, and I want you guys to know this before you take a decision to move to Alberta. And of course, every city has its pros and cons, and what works for one person may not work for other person, right? So, but if you're considering a move to Calgary, it's important to be aware of these potential pitfalls because you make your final decision. It worked out for me. I think it was an opportunity, plus I would say it's an opportunity. There was no other reason. If you find this short video quite useful for you, or maybe this video gave you a little bit of push to give a second thought on a decision moving to Alberta, you might want to stay back a little bit in Toronto and look for better opportunities. And if you think that it's an amazing decision moving to Alberta, you have a better job opportunity like me, it's a beautiful place. Share this video with your friends, your family, or whoever is planning to come to Calgary, whoever is not planning. I don't know, they want to have a better picture of Calgary. So yeah, like this video and share this with your friends, and do not forget to subscribe.